Yes, 911.
Hello, I'm buried. You have to help me. You have to help me. I can't breathe.
Sir?
I'm buried in a coffin. Please help.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 buried alive characters in movies.
Buried alive. Buried alive.
For this list, we'll be unearthing the characters from film who are buried and or entombed while they're still living. We'll also be accepting those who return to life after they've been buried. Since this list deals with many of these characters' fates, there will be spoilers. Number 10, Imhotep, the Mummy.
As for Imhotep, he was condemned to endure the Homdai, the worst of all ancient curses, one so horrible it had never before been bestowed.
Everybody knows the story of the Mummy. Imhotep, a high priest with supernatural powers who was resurrected in an undead state. But it can be easy to forget how he ended up that way. In ancient Egypt, Imhotep was in love with Ankhsunamun, who was either a princess or the pharaoh's mistress, depending on the version. In both versions, Imhotep wishes to resurrect his lover, but is punished for either trying to do so or for taking out the pharaoh. His punishment is to be mummified and entombed while still alive and horribly tortured. No wonder he's so cranky after being resurrected.
For he would arise a walking disease, a plague upon mankind.
Number 9, Louis Dupont du Lac, Interview with the Vampire.
For you, eternity in a box.
This film primarily follows Louis, a vampire from the 18th to the 20th centuries. While in New Orleans, he and fellow vampire Lestat raise a vampire girl named Claudia like a daughter. However, Claudia eventually turns against Lestat, leading her and Louis to move to Europe. While in Paris, a group of vampires discovers they murdered Lestat, leading them to expose Claudia and her new guardian Madeleine to sunlight. Louis, meanwhile, is trapped in a coffin and entombed behind a wall. However, his imprisonment doesn't last long, as he's freed the next day by Armand, a vampire with an interest in him. While Louis is too late to save Claudia and Madeleine, he does get his revenge.
And you knew what I would do?
I knew. I rescued you, didn't I?
Number 8, Nikki and Dominic Santoro, Casino.
Before you knew it, anybody who knew anything wound up getting whacked.
This crime film follows Sam Ace Rothstein, a mob fixer who runs the Tangiers Casino in Las Vegas. Ace is assisted by Nikki Santoro, his friend, who acts as an enforcer. However, Nikki's aggressive tactics draw too much unwanted attention from the authorities.
Certain things you don't
It's
do,
none of
you
my
know.
business. A week ago was my business, now it's none of my business. In other words, when you need me to take care of something for you, then you need me.
Yeah, that's right. The way you need me to vouch for you as a citizen and get you out of one of your jams. I'm gonna have to straighten out what you just did with this guy.
This eventually leads to the pair's mob bosses deciding to take out Nikki and his brother Dominic. The brothers are beaten half to death with bats and then buried alive in a cornfield. It wouldn't be a mob movie without someone getting buried somewhere, but this is a particularly gruesome one. Number 7, Dale Doback, Step Brothers.
So I guess it's really over.
I'd say you trying to bury me alive pretty much did it.
Not every premature burial has to be serious. Dale Doback and his stepbrother, Brennan Huff, have some initial friction when their parents get married, but they quickly become friends, given that they're both man-children.
Did we just become best friends?
Yup!
However, that dislike returns in full force when they blame each other for their parents' divorce.
But I can't imagine how you feel after my dad looked right at you and said, it's all your fault that they broke up. That's funny. Because my mom said, if that curly-headed Dale wasn't here, everything would be perfect.
This escalates into a fight where Dale knocks Brennan out. Believing he's accidentally taken Brennan's life, Dale begins digging him a grave in their backyard. However, Brennan wakes up, hits Dale on the head, and decides to bury him instead.
You were dead! I saw you die! I was faking. I used ninja focus to slow my heart rate down. What are you doing? I'm burying you.
Dale digs himself out, and Brennan mistakes him for a zombie.
Don't you touch my drum! Zombie! Zombie!
It's a surprisingly dark moment for a comedy, but still hilarious. Number 6, Lois Lane, Superman. Superman saves people. It's what he does. But sometimes, he's too late. A plan enacted by Lex Luthor leads to powerful earthquakes along the United States western coast.
You don't even care where the other missile's headed, do you?
Certainly I do. I know exactly where it's headed. Hackensack, New Jersey.
This leads to Lois Lane becoming trapped in a sinkhole in her car, where she's buried by debris and suffocates. Although Superman is able to save many lives, he can't make it to Lois in time. Fortunately, Superman is able to defy the laws of time and physics, and is able to reverse time by rotating the Earth, going back long enough to save the day, and Lois. Even if it's undone, it's pretty shocking to see the heroine die like this.
I'm almost killed and I topped the whole thing off. This stupid car runs out of gas.
I'm sorry about that, Lois. But I've been kind of busy for a while.
Number 5. Julian Marty, Blood Simple. Julian Marty hires a PI, Visser, to investigate his wife Abby, who is sleeping with Marty's bartender Ray. After receiving confirmation his wife is cheating on him, Marty hires Visser to off them both.
I'll take care of the money. You make sure those bodies aren't found.
Visser pretends to have done the deed and double-crosses Marty, shooting him.
Nah, I trust you.
When Ray finds Marty's body, he assumes Abby is responsible and decides to dispose of Marty. However, the cuckolded man proves to still be alive. Ray decides to go ahead and bury Marty anyway. Although Marty tries to shoot him, the gun is out of bullets, and he is helpless as Ray buries him alive. The burial is a chilling scene, with moody lighting and no dialogue. Marty's a scumbag, but it's still a bad way to go. Number 4. Fallon, The Prestige. The Prestige follows a lifelong rivalry between two magicians, Robert Angier and Alfred Borden. In a bid to learn the secret of Borden's greatest trick, in which he disappears in one doorway and reappears in another, Angier goes to great lengths. First, he sends his assistant to seduce Borden to learn how he does it. However, she falls for him. Nevertheless, she appears to go through with it and gives Angier Borden's diary.
This is his diary, Olivia. All of his secrets are right here in my hands.
It won't bring your wife back.
I don't care about my wife. I care about his secret.
To threaten Borden into giving him the key to decode it, Angier has Borden's business partner, Fallon, kidnapped and buried alive. Luckily, Borden is able to dig Fallon up in time.
How fast can you dig? Fallon! You hear me? Fallon!
It's a good thing too. Angier very nearly ruined his trick. Are you watching closely? Number 3. Hugh Glass, The Revenant. While trapping in the Dakota Territory in the early 1800s, Hugh Glass is attacked by a bear. Sadly, that's only the beginning of his unfortunate circumstances in the movie. Near death, the rest of his party departs, though Glass's son, Hawk, as well as Jim Bridger and John Fitzgerald, stay behind. Fitzgerald tries to smother Glass, but Hawk catches him, leading Fitzgerald to murder the boy so as not to alert Bridger. He then leaves Glass half buried in a shallow grave.
What are you doing? Putting it like I'm doing it. Proper burial, like he wanted.
Fitzgerald gets what's coming to him, though not without considerable effort on Glass's part to stay alive and exact revenge.
You came all this way just for your revenge, huh? Will you enjoy it, Glass? 'Cause there ain't nothing gonna bring your boy back.
Number 2. Paul Conroy, Buried. Many movies feature characters who are buried alive, but few of them are entirely about them. Civilian contractor Paul Conroy is abducted by terrorists in Iraq and imprisoned in a coffin underground.
Help! Help! Help!
Basically, the whole film is from Paul's perspective in his underground prison, as he uses a phone provided by the terrorists to attempt to escape his situation.
We're doing the best we
No,
can.
you're not! You're not!
Okay, calm down.
I've been out here 9 months. I know how it works. All you guys you care about is your secret plans and your backroom politics.
While imprisoned, he must also contend with threats, like a snake finding its way inside, and an airstrike causing sand to begin seeping in. While Paul may spend the most time buried alive, out of all of our entries, our top entry is just a little more satisfying. Before we get to our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Anne Mary Deacon, Dirty Harry. The Scorpio killer kidnaps her and buries her.
If I tried that, your head would be splattered all over this field. Now, where's the girl?
I said, where's the girl?
Madeline Usher, House of Usher. After appearing dead, she's entombed while still alive. Dennis Allen, The Serpent and the Rainbow. Allen gets buried alive in his dreams and in reality.
To keep you company.
Don Diego de la Vega, aka Zorro, The Mask of Zorro. The original Zorro escapes prison by taking the place of dead prisoner and escaping his grave. Lisbeth Salander, the girl who played with fire. This hacker heroine is buried alive by her own father and his henchmen. Number 1, Beatrix Kiddo, aka The Bride, Kill Bill Volume 2.
This is for breaking my brother's heart.
In her quest to get revenge on the titular character, Beatrix Kiddo, also known as the Bride, faces many challenging opponents, but the one who arguably comes closest to killing her is Bud, Bill's brother. After ambushing her, Bud decides to bury Beatrix alive. Although initially understandably terrified, Beatrix is able to escape her bonds. She then uses a martial arts technique involving short punches to break her way free of the coffin and dig herself out. It's an awesome comeback moment that always has us cheering, and then laughing at her first stop afterward.
May I have a glass of water, please?
If there's a buried movie character we failed to dig up, please try not to submerge us too deep with comments.
Alive! Alive!
You're waking the neighbors! Shut up!